Hey Travel Tribe, if you are new to this channel, my name is Kristen Sarah and this is Hopscotch the Globe. If you are someone who has the travel bug, like me, this video is for you. We are going to be talking about 20 ways to travel long term. Studying abroad. This one is really special to me because it is what kickstarted my travel obsession, which has led to my career in travel. Studying abroad gives you the opportunity to not just travel to a new place, but actually immerse yourself in a new culture, in a new community, learn a new language. You're going to be spending a lot of time there. You're going to become part of the community. I met many travelers who were hopping from country to country to country, and their money just kind of like disappeared. And they ended up having to go home quicker or sooner than they wanted to. Whereas if you spend more time in one place, you can get better deals. You can rent an Airbnb and get a discount. You're saving money on transportation or flights or trains. If you stay in a place longer, you make friends with the locals and they will tell you the insider tips, like the cheapest places to eat or free things you can do around the area. Au pair. I have not personally done this, but I know people who have and they absolutely loved it. An au pair is usually a person foreign to the country who does child work or cleans up a household in exchange for room and board. Sometimes you can even get paid extra, so you're not just living for free and all of your expenses are paid for, but you're actually getting paid on top of that. This means you can travel during vacation time because typically you would get vacation time when you are in any job. So when you have that free time or on weekends, it depends on your agreement with the family you're working for, you can travel more. Travel around, if you're in Europe, travel around Europe. If you're in Asia, travel around Asia. One of the most common excuses I hear when someone tells me they can't travel is because of work and their boss and they can't get time off. But for the people who say that, have you actually talked to your boss? Or is this just a fear or a assumption that you won't be able to get the time off? I encourage you to talk to your boss and tell them why you want to travel, what it means to you, how it is going to develop your personality and increase your skills in something that can benefit yourself and the job that you're at. Also, if you're going to be offered a raise, you can try and negotiate, instead of getting a raise, getting an extra week of vacation time. Working on a farm is such a great idea if you really want to travel long term, learn new skills, and immerse yourself in a new culture. When I was in India, I worked on a vegan farm for 3 weeks. It costs me $150 for everything, for food, amenities, room, and board. And I spent the first half of each day, Monday to Friday, working on the farm. I had never worked on a farm before, so I learned a lot and gained a lot of new skills. And then the next half of the day, I could do whatever I wanted to. I could travel around the area, I could make new friends, try new things, eat at awesome restaurants, and really be part of the community. $150 for 3 weeks. Really? That's all I spent. It's crazy, crazy. There are companies like Woofing where you just have to pay a registration fee to be part of the website, and then you can work on a farm anywhere in the world and you don't have to pay anything. Teaching abroad. If you have a college university degree or even a high school diploma, you can teach abroad and make pretty good money. It all depends on where you teach. Places like China or Korea, I know they pay pretty good, especially if you have a bachelor's degree. Gives you a chance, especially if you want to be a teacher, to work in another country, to get experience, and to also live in a new culture, in a new community. My cousin has been teaching abroad in China. His first contract, I think, was 2 years, and then he signed on for another year, and now he just signed on for another 3 years. Because he signed on for a longer term, he's getting even more money each year. And when you teach abroad, a lot of the organizations or schools you teach at give you a flight home each year, so a return flight. And if you decide you don't want to go home, you can use that flight, that free flight, to go anywhere else in the world. Cheap destinations will really make your money go a long way. For example, Thailand, India, Malaysia, Indonesia, all places I've been to, which is why I'm using them as examples, is a lot cheaper to travel in those countries than it is in Europe, let's say. Say you have $2,000. You can spend either a month in Europe or you can spend 3 or 4 months in Southeast Asia. Now, there are a lot of meditation and yoga retreats that cost quite a bit of money, especially if you're going to be a certified yoga teacher and that's why you're going. There are meditation retreats like Vipassana where you don't have to pay to do it. You just give a donation at the end of the whole experience. There are also ashrams. Some of them don't charge anything. Some of them charge a little bit of money. There are some that charge more. I'd stay away from those. Volunteering abroad is a great opportunity to give back to a community, to learn new skills, to apply skills you already know, and also to live in a new culture. Another option, specifically if you want to work in orphanages or schools, is to contact them directly. There are many that need your help, and all you have to do is pay for your plane ticket. Some of them might even offer you free accommodation in exchange for your services. Get creative. Use skills that you have to sell in order to make a little bit of money and keep those travels going. For example, I've met hairdressers on the road who cut hair as they travel to make a little bit of money so they can keep traveling. House and pet sitting is a great opportunity to stay in some really cool houses, play with some really cute animals, and spend a long period of time in a new country. How it works is there are people all around the world who maybe work in one country and live in another, and when they're working abroad, they need someone to watch their pets or watch their house. And that's when you come in, and in exchange, you don't have to pay for any accommodations. Accommodations is a big chunk of your travel budget, so if you don't have to spend money on accommodations, you can extend your travels. Take a gap year. Take a gap year. I cannot recommend it enough. If you are just graduating high school this year, take a gap year. I've seen so many people rush into university and college not even knowing what they want to do with their life, but feeling that they need to continue going to school, paying tens of thousands of money into post-secondary education, doing something they don't even know if they want to do. Why not take a year off, 1 year of your life, and it'll be the most amazing year of your life, and travel, go abroad, go to different countries, try new things, travel solo, make friends, travel with them, have a romance, I don't know, whatever it is, travel, travel, travel. If you don't know what you like, if you don't have life experience, how are you supposed to decide what you want to do for the rest of your life? Take a gap year. Take a gap year. If you have mechanical skills, if you're a dancer, if you're a videographer, if you're a photographer, if you're a chef, you can work on a cruise ship. There are so many job opportunities on cruise ships, and it allows you to make money, not spend money. You're making money and see a lot of the world because you're stopping at so many different places. Working on a cruise ship, you're gaining work experience, cultural experience, and you can use this when you're looking for a job back home. I know I get a lot of comments about the fear of taking time to travel because you're afraid when you come back, you're not going to be able to get a job. That is so far from the truth. My travel experiences have given me every job opportunity and have given me internships, have given me scholarships. It has given me so much. So if you have that fear, get rid of it because it's far from the truth. Be a flight attendant. Something I can never do because I have a fear of flying. Yep, the traveler who doesn't like flying, it's actually more common than you think. But if you do love to fly, being a flight attendant is a great way to make money and see the world. Get a home that travels with you. I'm living in one. I am living in Luna, which is my Airstream, and it has taken me across Canada, down to California where I'm spending the winter. I've seen so much living in this Airstream, being able to work wherever I park it, and having a new backyard, front yard, any day that I wish. It's a great way to spend long periods of time in places that you love and also leave places that you don't like. There are also a lot of free options when it comes to where to park and hook up your tiny home or your RV, but that will be in another video. Take a sabbatical, which is a paid leave of absence that a lot of people don't take advantage of. It usually is granted to people who have been working for 7 years or more at a place and allows you to take a year or up to a year off, and you can go back to that job afterwards. Become a digital nomad. There are so many online jobs, and a lot of jobs that are typically office jobs now allow people to work remotely. So that's something that you can ask your boss. I am a digital nomad, and I have been a full-time digital nomad for 5 years now, which has allowed me to travel as much as I do because I can do my job anywhere in the world as long as I have Wi-Fi. Good Wi-Fi. Sometimes it's harder than you think. Set a budget. Have a certain amount of money that you budget each month. Don't go over, or even better, try to go under if you can, because you will be able to make your money last as long as you plan for. Another great tip is to take notes of how much you're spending each day. I remember when I was in England, in India, and Thailand, I took notes of every expense. So if I bought a water, I wrote it down. If I bought a meal or a coffee, I wrote it down. And that way at the end of the month, I can see where I was spending the most money, and maybe I can save in that area so I can extend my travels even longer. Stay with friends or family. Maybe you have family abroad that you've never met before. For example, I did in Sicily, and me and Sia and my mom spent a month there meeting this family, spending time with this family, and staying with them so we didn't have to pay for accommodations. They also fed us like crazy. We didn't have to pay for food. It's the Italian way. Not only will you get to save on accommodations, but you'll get to stay with a local and learn the local way of life. Transfer office locations. You may work for a company that is located in many places around the world. You can ask your boss to transfer to another location. I've had friends who have spent a year working for their company in Australia, followed by another year in London, England. Depending on your boss and how many locations there are for the company you work for around the world, you can transfer to different offices every year, every couple of years. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you, and I hope it motivated you to go and book that plane ticket right now. Now, go do it. And just go and travel. Go live your dream life. Okay, bye. Here comes the extra fun part of every video, getting to choose what the next video is going to be. You guys have suggested many great topics, some weird, some very bizarre, and some normal. The next video is going to be 20 of the best cities to visit in 2018.